Every town has that one place where stories are hidden in plain sight. For us, it was a little barber shop tucked between a laundromat and an old bakery. It didn't look like much: cracked red bricks, a buzzing neon sign that simply said, "Cuts." Inside, the man behind the chair was named Mr. Reggie. He had gray along his beard, kind eyes and hands that moved like music when he worked. Most folks in town just called him Reggie the Barber. He cut hair for everyone: kids, parents, folks passing through. But on Sundays, something special happened. He didn't charge a dime. Every Sunday morning, rain or shine, Mr. Reggie opened his shop. A line would already be forming by 8 a.m. People without homes, single mothers trying to stretch grocery money, veterans, quiet teens, tired grandfathers, they all came and waited, not just for a haircut, but something more. Mr. Reggie didn't just cut hair, he gave respect. He gave smiles, he gave his time. But he never explained why he did it. He just said, "Everyone deserves to feel clean and seen." Nobody asked too many questions. Until one day, a little boy did. Let us know how this story impacted you. Like, comment, and subscribe to join us for more emotional journeys. It was one of those warm spring Sundays when the sun makes everything feel possible. The boy's name was Jalen. He had big eyes, messy hair, and questions that could fill a whole notebook. Jalen had come in with his mom for a free trim. He watched Mr. Reggie cut hair after hair, without taking a break, smiling all the while. After his turn, Jalen didn't rush off like the others. He stayed behind, swinging his legs on the bench, eyes wide. Finally, he looked up and said, "Why do you cut hair for free on Sundays, mister?" The shop fell silent. Mr. Reggie stopped sweeping. He leaned on his broom and looked at Jalen for a long second. Then he said, "That's a good question, kid." Mr. Reggie pulled up a stool and sat next to Jalen. The hum of the clippers was off now. The air felt still, like the shop itself was listening. He looked around at the photos on the wall, old pictures of him, with customers, trophies from barber shows, a newspaper clipping from years ago, titled "Man of the Month." Then he said quietly, "You ever sleep outside, Jalen?" Jalen shook his head. Mr. Reggie nodded slowly. "I used to, long time ago." Mr. Reggie leaned back, eyes a little glassy now, like he was watching the past on an invisible screen. "It didn't happen all at once," he said. "That's the thing people don't always understand. You don't wake up one day and just be homeless. You fall into it, a little at a time." He was 25, living paycheck to paycheck, cutting hair out of his cousin's garage. One slow month turned into two. Then the garage shut down. The shop he applied to had no chairs left. Rent was due, bills piled up, and before long, the eviction notice was taped to his door. I packed what I could into a duffel bag, left everything else: no car, no savings, just me, some clippers I'd had since high school, and a milk crate I found behind a gas station. That milk crate became his chair. The sidewalk became his barber shop, and the cold concrete, that became his bed. He set up outside the bakery that now stood next to his own barber shop. It was familiar, safe. It smelled like cinnamon and bread, comfort he couldn't afford. Every morning, he'd sit with a cardboard sign: "Haircuts, $1 or trade." Some people dropped coins. Some offered a half-eaten sandwich or a bottle of water, but most just walked past, looked through him. Some even crossed the street. I wasn't asking for much. I wasn't begging, just wanted to use what I had left. My hands, my skill. That's all I had to offer. Then came her, the woman he still remembers. She had red hair and a little boy holding her hand. She looked at me, really looked at me, not past me, not around me. She didn't sit for a haircut, she didn't ask for anything. She simply knelt down, handed him a sandwich, and said softly, "I don't need a haircut, but you need this more than I do." He didn't know her name, but her voice, and that small act, stayed with him. "It wasn't the sandwich that saved me," he said. "It was the kindness. Someone saw me, someone reminded me I was still human, and that changed everything." After that day, I stopped thinking I was stuck. He continued. "I wasn't just a homeless man, I was a barber who'd lost his way, but I could find it again." So he moved from the sidewalk to the steps of a nearby shelter. There, he offered haircuts for free, just to build trust. People started talking. A volunteer lent him better clippers. One of the shelter workers let him use their garage to clean up after. I kept saving every dollar, every tip. I didn't eat out, didn't buy anything I didn't need. I was climbing. He got a part-time cleaning job, then a nighttime janitor gig. During the day, he'd cut hair on porches, in alleys, at bus stops, anywhere people would sit. Some days were hard, real hard. There were times he wanted to give up. His feet ached, his stomach growled, and sometimes, the world just felt too big. But then I'd remember her voice. "You need this more than I do." It echoed in my head. Eventually someone noticed. An old barber named Mr. Giulio, nearly retired, shaky hands, big heart. He let Reggie rent the back chair of his barber shop. He said, "I can't keep going, kid, but you can," and he meant it. Reggie passed his licensing test on the second try, and when Mr. Giulio finally retired, he handed him the keys. Not just to the chair, but to the whole shop. I changed the name to Cuts, because that's what I gave. But Sundays were always going to be different. He made a promise to himself. Every Sunday is for people who feel invisible, just like I did. He never forgot the sidewalk, he never forgot the sandwich, and he never forgot what it felt like to be unseen. So now, he makes sure no one feels that way, not on his watch. The story about Mr. Reggie started like most real stories do, from one whispered voice to another. A mother told a teacher, the teacher told the school paper, then the local news caught wind of it. One Sunday, a young reporter walked in, nervous and holding a camera. "I'm not here to make you famous," she said. "I just think the world should know what you're doing." Reggie wasn't sure at first, but he finally agreed. On one condition: make sure the story is about them, the people who come in, not about me. The article was short, but it hit home. Soon, people started showing up, not for haircuts, but to help. One woman donated boxes of shampoo. A retired barber sent brand new clippers. A local bakery, yes, that bakery brought in fresh bread every Sunday. Now, the line outside the shop is longer, but full of light. Music plays from an old speaker, kids laugh, people hug, and Mr. Reggie, he still cuts hair the same way. Careful, kind, focused. Jalen, the curious boy who first asked, why? He never missed a Sunday after that day. He sweeps the floor, hands out water bottles, sometimes just sits beside someone who needs a friend. He told Reggie last week, "I think I want to be like you when I grow up." Reggie smiled and said, "You already are, kid." The world doesn't always see people like Mr. Reggie, but maybe it should, not because he's loud, not because he's rich, but because he remembers. He remembers what it means to have nothing. He remembers what a sandwich, a smile, a kind word can do, and he turns that memory into action every single Sunday. He teaches us that giving back doesn't have to be big to be powerful. It just has to be real. Dignity isn't about your wallet, it's about your heart. Mr. Reggie gives haircuts, but what he really gives is hope. Behind every free haircut, there's a story of someone who once needed help and chose to become the help. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more inspiring stories.